Manuscripts are truly unique, written every time from scratch whenever a copy was needed. Handwriting allowed for a wide variety of texts, both formal and personal, plain or richly decorated. The Sylvia Ioannou Charitable Foundation collection holds a number of interesting surviving manuscripts, serving as valuable primary sources that offer a close glimpse into the past. Why books? The world of manuscripts. Antonio Milo was a Greek mariner from the island of Milos, who was a pilot in the service of Venice. In 1582, he made an isolario, an atlas of islands, consisting of 73 maps of islands of the Mediterranean, using sepia, red ink, and gold. The maps are accompanied by portolan texts in Italian. The manuscript was published in 2006 in English and Greek translations, together with the original text. This copy of the isolario was not the only one created, as manuscript copying was a common practice. We can see this in an 18th century French manuscript concerning the Levant. The author is identified in the preface as the Sieur de la Croix, who spent 7 years in the area from about 1698 until 1705. It is clear, though, from the preface that the manuscript is a fair copy of an earlier transcription, resulting in a document written by 2 different hands. A few decades later, the Italian merchant Mondaini went to Cyprus. He spent over 16 years on the island, where he had business interests, from 1760 to about 1777. He had written letters for his own pleasure, and then had sent them to a friend in Tuscany, probably the well-known Giovanni Mariti, with the ultimate intention of having them published. The 14 letters are written in Italian and give us a glimpse of life in Cyprus in the mid-18th century. They contain some drawings as well. This manuscript was published in 2007 in English. A different view of everyday life can be found in the very interesting medical manual, or Iatrosophikon, written in about 1630 in Greek, probably by a monk in a monastery on Mount Athos. These vernacular medical manuals played a large part in the spread of medical information among the general populace of Greece and the Levant. The texts contain accounts of herbs, collections of formulae for medicines, prescriptions for treatments, some of which are written in code, and discussions of medical complaints. Other interesting manuscripts in Greek were written well beyond the invention of printing. For example, during the Greek War of Independence. This proclamation, a scribal copy of 1822, is signed by Joseph Carones, Bishop of Androusa, as Minister of Religion of the Greek Provisional Government. It is addressed to the Greeks living in Europe and calling upon them for their support. This autograph letter from the Greek community of Trieste, dated 1830, and signed by A.S. Rallis and Nikolaos Morozinis, is addressed to the committee of the Greek National Bank, a private bank, and the first bank to be established in Greece. These documents illustrate the attempts of people's fight for independence. Meanwhile, 40 years later, other manuscripts reveal colonial ambitions. Paridant, an industrialist from Aarschot in Belgium, spent 10 years working on this text, illustrated with 4 maps of Cyprus. Curiously enough, it was at about the same time as the dedication of this manuscript to Sultan Abdul Aziz that Paridant began to entertain ideas of turning Cyprus into a Belgian colony. Paridant's dream of Cyprus as a Belgian colony is of particular interest since it anticipated Britain's acquisition of the island by a mere 4 years. However impressive the manuscript, it seems the Sultan was not convinced, and, as far as can be established, Padian's approach came to naught. Whether single-page documents, threads of correspondence, or bound in books, manuscripts incorporate the limitless possibilities of expressing ideas across centuries. Today, selected manuscripts of the Foundation's collection are available online in the digital library, offering a window into an earlier world.